America, where everyone has a voice, but too many fail to speak. Too many don't know the foundation of our nation, have never read the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, or the Articles of Confederation, and fail to end up in a voting booth. It's time for change. Welcome to the Voice of Young America with Justin Austin, a platform for young America to voice their ideals and have meaningful dialogue on politics, economics, and social issues. Connect at thevoiceofyoungamerica.org. Now, the host of the Voice of Young America, Justin Austin.
Welcome to the Voice of Young America. I'm your star host, Justin Austin. Thank you guys for tuning in to another week. We always appreciate all of you, and as we always need to do, all grace be to God, and thank you for all that you do and allow us to have this show. Today we have a young Republican in the building. We have Marion Nuraj, and he's from Pinellas County. He's going to tell us a little bit about himself. How you doing this morning, Marion?
Good, Justin. Thank you for having me here.
All right, just to give the people a little bit of background about you, you're a senior court clerk for Pinellas County Clerk of the Court. Just give us a brief understanding of kind of what you do there.
Sure, absolutely. Part of my job is going to court and representing the elected official, Ken Burke. I'm responsible for swearing witnesses in when they come to court. I'm also responsible for signing different court orders, such as commitment to jails. I am also responsible for, I'm the sole custodian of the evidence that gets brought to court. So
that's some of the stuff that you do under that responsibility. Okay, and what I really want to get to is your political affiliations, which is the Young Republicans of Pinellas County. I see that you're the campus outreach chairman. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. The Pinellas County Young Republicans is an organization that's based out of St. Pete, Florida. We are responsible for holding meetings every month, and part of my duties as the campus outreach chairman is going out to different campuses and reaching out to young Republicans, making sure that we reach out to all the interested conservatives and getting our message across of what we stand for and what we do in Pinellas County. So far, I've reached out to St. Petersburg College and University of South Florida, St. Petersburg, and so far I've been getting a lot of responses, a lot of interested young individuals that are interested in joining our organization.
That's awesome. Love it. And also you are on the Pinellas County Republican Executive Committee as the precinct committee man. Tell us about that.
Sure. The Pinellas County Republican Executive Committee is the actual Pinellas County Republican Party. I am the precinct committee man for my precinct. What I'm responsible for is when it's election time, we have to get out there and make sure that Pinellas County stays red. I have to make sure that my precinct stays red and we get our message across to potential voters. I'm also responsible for making sure that undecided voters vote Republican or they switch their voter registration to Republican.
Okay. Just say if I was one of these young guys and I was on the fence and I came in contact with you, Marion, what would you say to me to help me sway to the red instead of the blue? What's something that you would share with me that would maybe push me over onto the conservative side?
Well, I really think it's what we stand for. Conservatives stand for limited government, lower taxes, and I think that nationally and locally we have a Republican government, and especially statewide, we have a very important election coming up for the governor's election, and we have to make sure that we win that seat. I mean, we can't have that seat go to the Democrats and ruin everything that we've been working so hard for the past 8 years.
Yes, sir.
So I think that that's our main message at this time.
What would you say, what would be your expectations for the next governor? Hopefully Republican, but what would be your expectations for the next governor?
My expectation would be to continue the work that Rick Scott has done so far, whether it's Adam Putnam or Ron DeSantis.
Okay. Well, I know Putnam's definitely been in the game for a while, so is DeSantis, especially on the state level. Now, is there any particular issues or laws that have caught your eye? I know one that's caught my eye was the gun legislation that was passed recently. Just to get your thoughts on that before we move on, what do you think about that law, about the allocation of funds, the more officers in schools? training counselors and principals to carry guns, and more mental health and behavior, more mental health services, and more bullying prevention. Like, what do you think about the law, and do you think that it's going to be effective?
Sure. I like the law. I think it's a great law that they passed. Having a school resource officer or a armed guard in every single school is very important for our children's safety. However, I do believe that the legislature has to provide the funds. A lot of these school districts don't have these funds, that they're being forced to put an officer or an armed guard in that school, and it's a big deal nowadays. You have the school board of Pinellas County fighting to have those funds to pay these officers, and I believe in Pinellas County, the sheriff Gualtieri said that he needs about $2.3 million just to fund these officers, and it's very frustrating to the school board that they don't have this money, and the county commission decided they're not going to pay for this money. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. However, I do believe that we do need to have at least one school resource officer or an armed guard in the school to fight back should a incident that's been happening nationally happen in Pinellas County.
Yes, sir. Well, our third segment today, the why of school shootings, we definitely get more into that. My concern is that we're not really attacking the problem. We're trying to, of course, we can't prevent the problem, because the problem is a character issue in society. So what we have to do is try to say this problem is going to exist. So what can we do to kind of protect ourselves? So I understand their response. And the thing of it is that you always need more money. I mean, and if you chase after money, you never have enough. But anyways, being on these committees and being as informed as you are, how would you characterize the state of young America nationally first, and then on the second, I would say locally? So just give me your national perspective of young America, and then give me your local perspective of young America.
Sure. Nationally speaking, I believe our youth is in danger. I think our youth is being poisoned by these ideals that they're being forced upon them. And in my opinion, they're too young to know what's best for them, and they're blindly following these ideals that they're being forced upon. And I just think that that's very sad. I mean, sad is a very good word to describe what's happening to our youth right now. If I can relate that to the school shootings, I think that one of the main problems with these people is that they're being glorified in the media. I think that they're becoming famous for something they shouldn't be famous for. I mean, look at the Parkland shooting. The Parkland shooting suspect, because he's still a suspect at this time, unfortunately, he's having fangirls writing him letters. He's having people donate money into his jail account for something he did that he killed many young lives. We can't have this. I mean, we need to stop glorifying these people so that other people don't try to copycat them.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, but that's the way it is, in my opinion.
Yes, sir. Now, on the local level, what would you say about the state of young America? Because you're very involved in Pinellas County. So how do you see, like, when you talk to young Americans and you're engaging with them, like, what are they offering you when it comes to their perspective on politics? And how do you see the state of things when it comes to that?
Especially in Pinellas County, I've been getting a lot of good responses from young Americans like myself, who are my age, maybe younger, maybe a year older than me. I think the fact some people claim that Republicans are a dying breed, I do not agree with it.
No,
whatsoever.
I don't agree either.
I think that conservatives are on the rise because they see that what we stand for. They see that we stand for family values. We stand for freedom. And I think that once these young people see both sides of the aisle, the left or the right, I think they're going to lean more right just because they know what we stand for and they know that we fight for the right thing. We don't try to shove our ideas upon somebody without an explanation. We simply say, this is what we stand for. If you'd like to join us, if you'd like to try and make a change for your country, this is the way to do it.
I would totally agree with that. My thoughts on young America is most of them are brain dead. And just to be completely honest, what you ingest, what you put inside of you, is going to come back out of you. Christ tells us it's not what goes in a man that makes him unclean, it's what comes out of him. But you need to know something to be able to do something as well. Mm-hmm. And what they're doing is they're mimicking their parents and they're mimicking the TV. There's nothing on TV that promotes family values.
Absolutely.
It's hard to find a TV show, a sitcom that actually promotes family values. It's actually hard to find a TV show or a news program that promotes healthy conservative thinking. I mean, Fox News has even transformed. They kicked Bill off because of the allegations. They got rid of Glenn Beck, who I love Glenn Beck. And so to have these conservative values is kind of hard if you don't grow up in a household that has conservative values, because it's hard to find them in the world. It's literally hard to actually find conservative values in the world. You can find liberal values tattooed on every street corner, but to find anything that's going to promote Christ, family, community, woo, you might have to go to Saudi Arabia. I mean, it's sad but true. So with that being said, with so many young people being influenced by Facebook, being influenced by social media, and being influenced by garbage music like Miley Cyrus, Drake, and Lil Wayne, and those scumbags. I mean, how do you, as someone who is a outreach chairman, how do you penetrate that veil of stupidity?
I'll have to say I agree with everything you said so far, and you said a lot. What I'll say to you is that when I reach out to these people and I speak to them from heart, I speak to them not as a chairman of the community outreach or campus outreach. I speak to them as Marion Nuraj. I say, my name is Marion. I was raised in a family where luckily I had both parents. I was raised to know the family values. Sure. And when I talk to them about these values, they seem to agree with me. And from what I've seen so far is that the people who grew up without a father or with a single parent, those are the people who don't really know the family values because they were never introduced to that life.
Preach.
And it's just, it breaks my heart for them, and I always try to reach out to them and say, family's not that bad. Having family values is a great thing. It's going to lead you to life where you want to be. So,
well, to have a principles conversation with anyone, I heard Dr. Monroe say that the thing about everything I teach people is that I only talk principles. Principles cannot be debated. He said that if you are anti-gravity, if you jump off a building, you're still going to die. You know what I mean? But the thing of it is also like Christ said, the man who looks in the mirror when he walks away, he forgets himself. You're talking to people about values. And when you're in front of their face, they're like, man, I totally agree with you. But then I have to go back out into this world that's not going to help me reinforce those values. So even though they agree with you in your face, when they walk away, everybody else saying, that's a load of crap. Hey, be you. Do stupid stuff. It's all cool.
Exactly. No, what I always tell them is that no matter what people tell you, stay true to yourself. Always stand for what you believe in. And if you believe in family values, don't let anyone tell you that that's out of fashion or that's not out of the trend. No, you believe for what you believe in. And it's very important to believe that and to stay true to yourself and not go with the trend. If a college kid tells you, I hate my mother or something, no, you should stay true to yourself and keep believing what you believe in.
Thank you, Mr. Nuraj, for coming in. We appreciate it. We thank you. We need no more young Americans like you, and keep doing the good work. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for having me here.
All right. Well, we're going to commercial break. This is the Voice of Young America. I'm your star host, Justin Austin.
You're listening to the Voice of Young America with Justin Austin. Connect with Justin online at thevoiceofyoungamerica.org. The Voice of Young America on AM 860. The Answer.
Finding skilled and unskilled tradesmen can be a problem, whether it's temporary or long-term. Rose Employment Solutions handles all of your workers' comp needs while responsibly solving your staffing problems. You make the call, they do it all. 813-644-5037. And for the quality tradesmen in search of career growth, full-time hours, and multiple pay options, call Rose Employment Solutions, 813-644-5037. Learn more at rose-emp.com or just stop by their office, 1020 West Bush Boulevard in Tampa. I'm Justin Austin, host of The Voice of Young America. When it comes to complete auto repair and fast service, check out the pros at Autoland Center, 1308 East Bush Boulevard in Tampa, providing professional quality work on all American-made and foreign car models. Great pricing on complete auto repair services, oil changes, and brakes. Autoland Center at 1308 East Bush Boulevard, where experience and good service go a long way. Call 813-764-7891. That's 813-764-7891. Autoland Center. I'm Justin Austin with the VOYA. Do you like the vibe of downtown St. Pete? Wish that was in your neighborhood? Now it is. Check out Cafe 46 in North St. Pete. Great food, beer, and games with the artsy and vibrant atmosphere. Paintings from local artists. Grab morning breakfast, choose a sandwich off the lunch and dinner menu, or just have a drink and play some pool. Cafe 46, that's 6774 North 46th Avenue in St. Pete. Or check out cafeon46.com.
Tampa Bay homeowners, is grit and grime building up on your home's exterior? How about windows and driveways? For residential pressure washing, call Coyote Cleaning at 228-297-3993. And business owners, we're not leaving you out. Coyote Cleaning can take care of buildings, lots, and equipment, giving your property the professional look customers expect. Call Coyote Cleaning, 228-297-3993, 228-297-3993. Online at coyotecleaningllc.com. That's coyotecleaningllc.com.
Welcome back to the Voice of Young America with Justin Austin. Connect with Justin by email, thevoyatampabay@gmail.com.
Welcome back to the Voice of Young America. I'm your star host, Justin Austin, and we just want to thank our guy, Marion, for joining us in our first section. Great guy. We want to get to the moment of truth, and the truth is that America's an amazing country. And it will always be an amazing country because of the fact of what's at the heart of it. Even though everyone doesn't represent the true values, the core values of America, that doesn't take away the lifeblood. It's always there. It's always there. My job, my purpose is to get it flowing even more, to get it pumping even more to the point where we're back to those great days in the 1800s. Oh man, what a time. Didn't live in that time. I studied it a lot, and I envy those guys because they had countrymen who were willing to sacrifice everything, literally everything, for their values. Man, I would love to meet an American today who has and shares that same feel. I seriously. If you are one of those Americans, please give me a call, 813-516-6851, and I'd love to have you on the show. Now let's get into our next segment, Young America and Business. Where should I start? Young Americans in business. Last week we talked about the young American who's at mommy's house, and not because he wants to be the next Steve Jobs. He's cooking up computers in the garage. No, this guy is just posted like a light pole, eating ho-hos and honey buns. Now, something was brought to my attention yesterday. I believe, yes. A close spiritual brother of mine, spiritual father of mine. He brought something to my attention. He said it was a mother and father who took their 40-year-old son to court to evict him. Okay, you guys might not have heard me. A mother and father took their 40-year-old son to court to evict him because he wouldn't get a job, wouldn't leave the home, and didn't want to clean up and help around the house. Now, the only reason I bring this up in this segment is because, first of all, his parents created that monster. They created the monster, and then they wanted the court system to help him out. That just doesn't really work. But if the guy's 40, man, still at home, how about that kid that's 18? If parents are doing this with the last generation or the generation before, what are the current parents doing? So when it comes to business and young Americans don't understand business. I talked last week about the fact that if you live at home and you have an iPhone, you're a loser. And the reason I said that is because the $21 you spend every single month or the $28 you spend on the iPhone, that's a fractional share in Apple. That's a full share in JCPenney's. Well, they're going out of business. You probably don't want to invest in them. But that's the point is the details matter. When people start looking at Bill Gates, they think Bill Gates is like, wow, Bill Gates. Oh, wow, Steve Jobs or whoever. Wow, the guy who owns Facebook, Mr. Zuckerberg, they started with the detail. Mark Zuckerberg spent hours poring over details. And the details is taking that $21 and investing in the stock market. That's the details. The details is reading a book every day that teaches you about the stock market. Like I have Random Walk Down Wall Street. Great book to grab. I have a valuation book. How do you value stocks? How do you evaluate companies? Great books. And the reason I do that is because I actually understand that business is what is going to thrive and take me to the places I want to go. Not take me to being rich, but take me to having a wealthy lifestyle. Wealthy means that if my family wants to go to Hilton Head Island this summer, I can take them because I invested in the details prior to them wanting to go. Average people don't think about their future. Average people don't think, at some point, my wife, and guys, I want to let you know I got married this week, so I do have a wife now. But my wife, she's going to say to me, I know her. I study my wife. I'm a student of my wife. And my wife is going to say, hey, Justin, I want to go to Hilton Head Island. Justin, I think it'd be cool if we did this or did that. Justin, the home that we rent right now, I don't want to move. I want us to knock down the house and build a new house on the property. I know at some point she's going to say that. So if I know that, I need to pay attention to the details today. You're 18 today. You're 24 today. Are you going to want something at the age of 40? You darn tootin' Fig Newton. But you're going to think that once you become 35 and now you want something, you're going to start working for it. Remember I told you also that what you do at 23, you receive the benefits at 28. You don't receive the benefits at 23 when you start working at 23. You'll receive them at 28 or 32. So if you want to be able to take your wife to Hilton Head Island next summer, that means you need to start today. Business. So this is my charge, and I could speak to you about all type of things, but I want to give you action because everybody talks at you. So let me talk to you. This is what we're going to do. All right. And I'm going to tell you where this came from first. I was in the south side of St. Pete. As I told you guys, I own a couple companies. One budding company is the sandwich company, Greater Florida Sandwiches. And we provide fresh sandwiches, Cubans, Italians, cheeseburgers, all kinds of things to convenience stores and gas stations because of the fact that so many people eat at stores now. They buy food from stores. So we wanted to get into that business because we own a restaurant. So, and I'm in the south side of St. Pete, and I see guys who actually grew up next to me. I grew up in South St. Pete. I see guys who grew up next to me struggling. And not that it's a problem with them struggling, but they're struggling with their mind state. They're not struggling because they're waking up every day at 4:30 and grinding, and it's tough. They're struggling because they're waking up at 8 o'clock and then turning on Young Jeezy. That's why they're struggling. They're struggling because they wake up every day at 9 o'clock and listen to Lil Wayne or Drake or Young Lucci or whoever the horrible rapper is they're listening to. Now, when I saw that, I'm like, wow, what can we do? Like, I came from that neighborhood. I everything that I do in my life, I want to provide for my family. So I started a business, but also I want to provide for my community. So I started a business too, because I know it takes money and resources to actually get things done. Good intentions are just not enough. I could want a lot from my people, but if I don't have resources to provide them with something, it's not going to happen. So this is what I said to Self. What can we do, Self? And Self said, hey, Justin, this is what we're going to do. First, for my community back in St. Pete, South St. Pete, this is what I'm going to do. And I hope you guys are listening. I'm going to come up with a business plan to start a community-owned market. That's the first thing we're going to do. Community-owned market, like our own small Sam's Club, our own small Walmart, whatever. I'm going to come up with a business plan. Within a 5-mile radius, that's where we're going to put this market. I'm going to go through every home in the area and provide them with information. The information is going to detail how $100 investment from everyone in that community placed into an account, and we're going to take that money, and it's going to be the start of our own business. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take everyone in the community. They're going to invest $100 instead of buying a new pair of Jordans or going to get some more weave or whatever the case you do with your $100. You're going to say no. You're going to take that money, put it to the side. We're going to create a company. We're going to deposit your investment into that company. We're going to build a food mart. And then that's the first business. It's going to be a community-owned business that people who live in that community will own that business. They'll be shareholders in that business. They'll receive dividends from that business, and then they'll start to understand the workings of it. This is how you teach people. You don't teach them by just putting them in the class. You teach them by making it tangible. So what I'm going to do for my community, Wildwood, we're going to start there. That's what we're going to do for young Americans that are in that community. And for my young Americans in Pinellas County, I'm going to call all of you together. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a business plan to start a business where every young American is going to invest $100 to $300, $250, every single one of you. I don't care if you have to liquidate your phones, because a lot of you got 2 or 3 that's in the trash anyways. So we're going to liquidate some of whatever you have. You're going to invest $100 to $250, and we're going to take all this young American money, put it into a company, and we're going to start a young American business. Every young American who invests into the company will become a shareholder. You'll receive a dividend, and then we'll have our own business. It's no longer just talking at you. We're not going to do that. I'm dropping knowledge on you, of course, and I'm going to still do that. I'm going to speak the truth to you. I'm going to still do that. But it's about action now. So it's no longer the next Bill Gates doing this. No, you are doing this. The Walmart employee, the Checkers employee, the Costco employee, the Wing House employee, anybody ages 18 to 40, I'm reaching out to you. This is what we're going to do. We're going to invest and pool our money together. We're going to create a company, a corporation. We're going to build a business where young Americans are the shareholders. And that'll be the first one. Justin, sounds like a great idea, but there's no buts. It's only execution. You have those who talk, and you have those who do. My name is Justin Austin. I'm all about execution. Jesus was about execution. Paul, execution. Moses, execution. That's what I'm about. That's what we're going to do. We're no longer going to talk about what other people are doing, because you are doing it. You're no longer going to say, I heard somebody else started a business. No, you're going to walk into your home and say, hey, Ma, guess what? I'm a business owner. Guess what? In the community in Southside St. Pete, it's no longer, hey, did you go to so-and-so's mart? Nope. I went to my own mart. This is how we change the low socioeconomic situation in South St. Pete. No knock to the mayor in St. Pete, but he's doing nothing for black people, Hispanic people, poor white people in St. Pete. Nothing. Beautifying downtown St. Pete, I'm cool with it. We need revenue for the city. You're losing the race, so obviously you're not doing something right. But I'm tired of people who look like me, or people who grew up like me that don't look like me, which means low socioeconomic, or let's take away the bougie term, poor white people, poor Hispanics, poor black people. I'm tired of us not accomplishing. And I'm tired of people saying they represent poor people. I'm tired of people talking about they represent black people. You don't. How many programs have you created all these programs, but how many of these people are still poor? Don't worry, I'll wait. if you come on, if I see you, if I ever seen Reverend Al Sharpton, I seriously would just like literally tell him everything I think about him in the most Christian ways possible. Now, these guys who keep saying they represent your community, the minority community, the poor, they don't. How many programs Nancy Pelosi, by getting government funds to come to your neighborhood, that keeps you poor, idiot? Don't you realize that? They've taken all that money and put into your community and you're still poor. Oh, change, hope, yes we can. You're still poor 8 years later. You were poor before you came into the White House. You were poor when you left the White House. So what changed? Your character, still the same. Your economic status, still the same. Your spiritualness, still the same. So what did he change? Oh, don't worry. I'll wait. You got my Twitter. You got my Instagram. You even got my phone number and my email. Please tell me what changed. This is what's going to change. We're going to start our own companies. We're going to start putting our dollar into our own businesses. And I'm not just talking about black, not just talking about Latino, I'm talking about everyone, young Americans, poor Americans, black Americans, Latino Americans. We're going to start doing things that matter. No longer talk. Any innovation is respected. People admire innovation. They worship execution. Those who execute like Michael Jordan get worship. Michael Phelps, worship. Zuckerberg, worship. Gates, worship. You know why no one worships you? Because you don't execute. That changes. This is the Voice of Young America. We'll be back. Justin Austin.
You're listening to the Voice of Young America with Justin Austin. Connect with Justin online at thevoiceofyoungamerica.org. The Voice of Young America on AM 860. The Answer.
I'm Justin Austin with the VOYA. Do you like the vibe of downtown St. Pete? Wish that was in your neighborhood? Now it is. Check out Cafe 46 in North St. Pete. Great food, beer, and games with an artsy and vibrant atmosphere. Paintings from local artists. Grab morning breakfast, choose a sandwich off the lunch and dinner menu, or just have a drink and play some pool. Cafe 46, that's 6774 North 46th Avenue in St. Pete. Or check out cafeon46.com.
Ladies of Tampa Bay, are you looking for a whole new hairstyle or just want to take your current look from good to glamorous? It's time to call Tiffany. Whether it's highlights, cut, color, curls, or a wedding or special occasion, Tiffany will make your mess a masterpiece. And don't worry, guys, she does men's cuts too. Tiffany's located in North St. Pete. For an appointment, click on tiffdoeshair.com. That's tiffdoeshair.com or call 727-280-3098. tiffdoeshair.com.
Finding skilled and unskilled tradesmen can be a problem, whether it's temporary or long-term. Rose Employment Solutions handles all of your workers' comp needs while responsibly solving your staffing problems. You make the call, they do it all. 813-644-5037. And for the quality tradesmen in search of career growth, full-time hours, and multiple pay options, call Rose Employment Solutions. 813-644-5037. Learn more at rose-emp.com or just stop by their office, 1020 West Bush Boulevard in Tampa.
Welcome back to the Voice of Young America with Justin Austin. Connect with Justin by phone. Call 813-516-6851. 813-516-6851.
Welcome back to the Voice of Young America. I'm your star host, Justin Austin. Thank you guys for listening in. We want to just speak to make fathers great again, as we always do. I heard Inky Johnson say this morning, because I listen to motivational speeches, sermons every single day, because I didn't grow up with a father who was instilling things into my mind that would make me a great man. So I do that now so I could be a great man and teach my stepdaughter and my future son and my future daughter, my nieces and nephews, to be great people, first in Christ and then among their countrymen. He said that, is it possible, he asked the guy, is it possible to be a great football player and be a poor father? And the guy told him, yeah. And he was like, no. The same thing that would make you a great football player should make you a great father. A man is called to be a priest, a provider, and a protector for his family. Let me say that one more time before we move on. A man is called to be a priest, a provider, and a protector for his family. If you don't know that, then you're losing. That's a losing mind state. You must know this. You must understand this. Now let's get to our next section. Our segment today in the society piece is about the why of school shootings. Now, if you look on and check out the blog, it's on the VOYA, the voiceofyoungamerica.org if you want more information. But the why of school shootings, I'm going to tell you why. Mr. Nuraj had hinted to it earlier. Mass media immortalizes those who kill. Point blank, period. One of my favorite movies of all time, and please forgive me, Lord, is American Gangster. And what is that about? Selling crack, selling heroin, and killing people, right? What does it say about me? I love The Godfather. What is that about? Killing people? And eventually, racketeering and all other kinds of stuff. But we have learned to immortalize those who actually kill our society. Rappers. Immortalize rappers who talk about drugs, sex, and killing. Country music stars. Sex, and barnyards. Rock and roll. Sex, and whatever else they talk about. Don't listen to it. But movies. Killing. You know what drama is? Drama is evil. I was watching today when I was about to leave my house to go make a delivery on my way to the show. It was a preview for the next episode of Love and Hip Hop. That's drama. Every episode is about someone sleeping with someone else's man. A girl got pregnant by somebody she's not married to, and them fighting. Drama is actually evil. It can't not be. Tell me about a drama that did not have mostly evil in it. Now, some dramas that, like, I guess you would consider Heaven is for Real a drama. Okay, I love that type of drama. But the rest of it, it's evil. We have a society that perpetuates and immortalizes evil. Music, movies, media, all of it. It immortalizes. So what's the guy's name that's imprinted in your mind when you think about mass killings? You think about Ted Bundy. You talk about you think about the Unabomber, and you know why? Because they have TV shows about them. Crimes of the Century featuring John Wayne Gacy. Crime of the Century. The guy who what was that? He blew up the federal building. That guy. Leroy Malvoy, whatever his name is, the DC sniper, or what when you go to the school shootings, they talk about Columbine. Hey, have you heard of Columbine? Oh, let me tell you. How about the Menendez brothers? How many documentaries have been done on the Menendez brothers? The TV station E, once every quarter, they run some type of special about the Menendez brothers. Oh, interview with the Menendez brothers 20 years later. You know why? And this is, let me clearly state this because I want no confusion in what I'm saying. The reason these school shootings are happening, first of all, is the lack of character and poor parenting. Boom. These kids don't know Jesus Christ. Let's put that on the table. Your parents suck. Boom. Period. All right. So if you're a parent of a mass killer, most likely you sucked as a parent. Next statement. These kids have hate in their heart. So they want to punish those who they feel like have attributed to the hate in their heart. Anyone who has hate in their heart is hurting so badly. And they want people to suffer because you know what? Misery loves company. I suffer, so I want you to suffer. Even if you had nothing to do with what I'm suffering from, I want you to suffer because your life is well. I hate people who live well while I live sourly. The next reason is because of the fame. And who immortalizes them? The music, the movies, the TV shows, the documentaries. They immortalize evil. If you turn on Netflix right now, most likely the first thing you'll see is a preview for The Mind of a Killer. Why in God's name would I want to watch that? How would that help me serve my family? How would that help me serve my community? Netflix, I'm talking to you, buddy. How would that help me? It doesn't. So why are you putting that trash out? Because people loved evil. They love watching it. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of it too. I told you one of my favorite movies is American Gangster. I watched it with my wife the other night because I've been programmed. I'm trying to break free from it. I watch more Shark Tank than I watch anything else. I love that show, but I have an entrepreneur spirit. But more than anything, I want to make this very clear. School shootings, white kids. Now, do black kids or Hispanic kids shoot people on campus? Yep. But if you notice, if a black kid shoots another kid on campus, that's it. He walks up to that kid, he shoots him. When have you ever seen a black kid just take out everybody in the room? The only time you see bystanders get hit from a black shooting, whether it's in the community or at a school, is a drive-by. And that doesn't, it's more direct shootings than there is drive-bys. Most of the time that people are in the vicinity of the drive-by are people who are actually perpetuating more crimes anyways. Latinos. It's the same thing. These white kids are killing those who they say have caused them pain and anybody else in the vicinity. And you know what happens when a white kid kills? He has mental health issues. That's a part of it. Oh, Justin, you're pointing out white people. My wife is white, so if I don't want to hear none of that. Some of my best friends are white. I call it like I see it. All right? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Who's killing kids in school? White kids. And what are they doing? They're taking out anybody they can't see. You know why? Because when that kid in Texas, when he shot those kids, and when the SRO officer walked up on him, he didn't shoot him. That kid was able to surrender. If that kid was black or Latino, he wouldn't be facing the court right now. He wouldn't be in jail right now. And you tell me otherwise. If black men are being killed with no guns in their hands, why are white kids who shoot 10 to 12 people, 20 people, still alive? Don't worry, I'll wait. That's why these kids are killing people. Their parents suck. They don't know Jesus. They blame everybody for the hate in their heart. They want to be famous because the media is going to make them famous. And guess what? You're white, so it's a mental health issue. But if black people were going to schools and shooting them up, they're animals. If a Latino kid went up and shot a school, he's an animal. That's his culture. That kid from Sandy Hook, or he wasn't even a kid, was like 24. Oh, he had mental health issues. We need some more. Oh, we need some more mental health programs. Shut up. That makes me sick. It literally makes me sick. Black people are dying, unarmed, choked. But a white kid who kills 10 people, he can surrender with a gun in his hand? If that's not racism, what is? What is? White people can shoot up a school, have a gun in your hand, and you still can surrender without being shot. No one notices this? No one notices that anytime a white person does something, it's always, oh my gosh, it's a mental health issue. A black person kills, oh my gosh, it's their culture. They're animals. Oh, he must be MS-13 because he's Latino. Or if he's of Arab descent, he's a Muslim. He's an angry Muslim. That's why these kids are killing people. That's why these white kids are killing people. They have hate in their hearts. They have horrible parents. The mass media is going to glorify them. And then they're going to say it wasn't the kid's fault. He has a mental health issue. The reason why this problem can't be fixed, it's not a color issue. I'm not even saying, I'm saying the fact that the way that society's handle it is a color issue, but the issue has nothing to do. Just the same reason why these kids are have the hate in their hearts to actually shoot kids on campus is the same reason why black kids have the hate in their heart to shoot their brethren. The same reason that that the Latino kid wants to join MS-13 or do a crime. It's all the same. They don't know Jesus Christ. They have horrible parents, and they're misguided. But the biggest problem in America is a lack of character. And guess what? Donald Trump can't fix that. You know what? You know who's actually responsible for fixing the character of America? It's the same guys asking you for money while they drive a Jaguar. It's called a pastor. That's the guy who's supposed to be helping with your character. And most of them are chumps. Well, Justin, you're talking about guys in the cloth. You know, Jesus said, Paul tells us all this stuff is there. If you love me, you will follow my commandments. Well, he commanded you to start a church. He commanded you to lead the flock. What the heck are you doing, bro? We have more churches today, more youth groups today, but we have more school shootings. Okay, I don't know if you guys picked that up. We have more churches today, more outreach programs today, more youth programs today, but we have youth killing themselves, killing other people, having sex, drinking, drugs, and the like, committing criminal activity, but we have more youth churches. Shouldn't if the youth church increases, shouldn't the level of degeneration among young people decrease? Oh, guess what? These kids go to places like Bridgepoint. Well, Justin, you calling out Bridgepoint again? Okay, Calvary Chapel. Give me another one. I can go on and on. Hope Church. I can go on. Let me see. Man, you can all these Pentecostal or first of all, if you have any denomination attached to your church, you don't know Jesus Christ. Boom. Well, Justin, that's a blanket statement. You don't, because tell me where in the Bible it says something about being Pentecostal. Where in the Bible does it say anything about being Lutheran? Where in the Bible does it say anything about being a Catholic? Where in the Bible does it say anything about being a Presbyterian? Nowhere. You guys are liars to yourself, and you're lying to your children. And that's why we have school shootings. That's the why. Another why is a lack of fathers. A lack of fathers in the black community, a lack of fathers in the Hispanic community, poor leadership in the white community, poor leadership in the Arab community. Because any real father that's an Arab and says he's a Muslim, he can't go in jihad. Come on, man. If you know the same God that I know, you can't be on that. If you know the same God that okay, first of all, let me say this. If you know any fathers who don't take care of their kids and he says he's a Christian, tell him he's a liar. Any father who doesn't take care of his kids and calls himself a Christian or a Muslim or a Jew, he's a liar. He doesn't know Jesus Christ. He doesn't know God. Any mother who purchases clothes for her child where her booty cheeks are hanging out or they're super tight or she has a low cleavage doesn't know Jesus Christ. She's a liar. Any parent that doesn't read to their children the word of God or any books doesn't know Jesus. Why would you send your child into this world every single day without reading them scripture? Well, Justin, you're getting off topic. I thought we were talking about the why of school shootings. This is the why of school shootings. You can't study your word every single day, embody the word, have the Holy Spirit living inside of you, and then go commit a school shooting. Or go kill the brother on the block, or join MS-13, or go on jihad. You don't know the word. So if you want to change school shootings, put Christ back in the school. Oh, wow, we can't do that. But that's what America was founded on, you chump. There will be more school shootings because there's going to be less Jesus Christ. There will be more shootings because there's going to be less Jesus Christ. You guys are pagans. This is the voice of young America. I love you all. Have a good week. Justin Austin.
You've been listening to The Voice of Young America with Justin Austin. The Voice of Young America relies on committed Americans like you to stand with us. If you're frustrated with the lack of real information being delivered to the next generation, then support Justin's efforts. Connect on social media, online at thevoiceofyoungamerica.org. Email thevoyatampabay@gmail.com. And be sure to join us next Saturday evening at 6 for The Voice of Young America here on AM 860. The Answer.